If you were told that you had to fight a wild animal, what wild animal would you choose to fight?
Yeah, koala bear.
Yeah, I was going to say, or something like that.
Be hard.
Aren't they like vicious? I thought they were like very mean.
If you get them off their drugs, they sure are. They eat the eucalyptus, which calms them down.
I want like a eucalyptus up koala bear that's just hanging from a tree and can barely move. That's what I want to fight.
Yeah, I was thinking like a sloth. That'd be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure I could beat that animal up.
They have those real long, slothy claws. I don't know.
Yeah, but they move so slow. Like, all I have to do is not be asleep, and I'm pretty sure I win that battle.
Yeah, maybe I should have put some like parameters around this question so you could pick the
Do you want to make
dumbest
this
animal
spicier?
possible. I would have fight a turtle. Like, stupid.
Ooh, no, a turtle.
That fight? Have you seen that
Yeah,
show?
turtle will get you.
Come on. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Just gonna punt it.
Yeah.
Little
Oh my
turtle,
God.
not big turtle. I don't
Okay,
want
okay.
big old turtles.
Okay.
Not
sure.
tortoise. You have to choose between a bear,
Mhm.
a tiger,
Well, this is a terrible question.
or a moose.
This is a terrible question now. I'm going to go. I was going to say moose, but I think moose is going to be like surprisingly aggressive. So I'm going to go with tiger.
There's no right answer.
There's no right answer.
I think a moose is probably the only one that wouldn't immediately kill you.
You could like ride a moose, maybe.
Yeah.
Hop on the back of it.
Right. What if you tame the moose? Good luck taming a tiger or a bear.
I don't know. I feel like though, like a moose just has that reaction of like, there's something around me and I don't know what to do. Goodbye. Whereas a tiger would be like, would take that moment to be like, is this a threat to me? No. Okay, we're cool. And then as soon as you step forward, it's like, oh, no, I'm going to kill you. But a moose.
All right, what if I gave you like, you could have a 2x4. Like that's your one. How much does that change your math?
Your adjustments to this question are not making it any better or more nuanced in any way.
I think I feel more comfortable fighting the moose if I had like a 2x4.
Yeah. Because you can maybe parry some of its antler attacks.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to be locked in a cage with a lion with a bat or without a bat? What do you think? Welcome to Stop Wasting Your Wine, a wine review podcast where we waste our wine so you don't have to. On this episode, we review
An orange wine from Italy.
I am Joel, and I am joined by two of the most self-disciplined people in my life, Aaron and Colin. How are you guys?
Oh, that's nice of you to say, Joel. I'm good.
It's true, I think.
Maybe.
I am probably like simultaneously the most like disciplined and self-disciplined, like not self-disciplined person on the planet. Like there are some things I'm like, I get this done, I hit deadlines, I respond to emails, and then there's like I walk into Total Wine and I'm like, oh look, 3 more bottles of Vino Verde. I'm just gonna buy that, even though I have 8 bottles in my closet already. It's a good deal, so I'm gonna buy it. You know, I sit down at a blackjack table and I really like playing blackjack for a little more than I should. Things that are fun do not fall into my self-discipline category.
Well, you got to have a vice of some sort, right?
I think I have all of them.
Do you know what? My problem is food. I'm pretty good until it comes to eating, and I just eat like I've never eaten anything else before. One I love to eat, and I like not great stuff either, like chips. Like just give me chips.
See, I was envisioning you at like a fancy restaurant.
Not even. Give me.
Sounds costly.
Yeah, no. Give me chips and although I don't drink too much soda anymore, I used to just pound soda. Give me chips and a Coke. Heaven.
I feel like my body is like an automatic cutoff when it comes to chips. Like I can eat chips, and all of a sudden they just like don't taste as good anymore. You're just like, oh, is that me? Is that happening to anyone else?
I would personally disagree, but I might have a problem. So
one of you, I think, does. I'm not sure which one has the actual problem.
That's fair.
I'm not sure.
Fair.
You know, it's funny. I don't know. I feel like some kind of like you were saying, Aaron. Like in some areas I'm good, in some areas I'm really bad. This is no joke, just a couple days ago, I had to buy myself like a physical alarm clock because I usually sleep with my phone by my bed. We use it to have the child cam on, so it sits right there, and that was my alarm all the time. And I found that it would go off, and I would snooze it, and I would roll right back over.
Yep.
And I was like, I would just snooze 2 or 3 times in a row. So I had to get a physical alarm clock, put it on the other side of the room, so that I was forced to get out of bed and go turn it off.
Yeah,
otherwise I would just stay in bed.
Dude, I used to have to do that. Now that I have the kids that can get themselves up, like they're old enough to like get up. I don't have a problem with staying in bed anymore because it's just not possible. But before that, I had to put. You ever hear of sleep inertia?
No, but it sounds
awesome.
Like something I might have. Go on.
Sleep inertia is an actual thing where people exit sleep at different speeds, right? So some people wake up and they're awake. Some people, like, no matter how many hours of sleep, it just takes you a little bit longer to shake it off. And I whatever that is, that's me. Like, once I'm up and I wake up, I'm the most obnoxious morning person on the planet. Because me at as you two both know, me at like 7:30 after I've been up for 20 minutes is like, woo, let's go. But me from like 7 to 7:15, I don't know where I am. Like, I'm just cannot. Erin gets out of bed and she's like up and moving, and I'm dead to the world. So
I'm famously kind of an asshole like the first 15 minutes after I get up. I'm just cranky.
Yeah, 2 things there. One, you said you were the most obnoxious morning person. I might argue with morning. Just drop that.
Wow.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Pew, pew. And 2, I'm one of those ones that can wake up. Once I'm up, I'm up.
Yeah.
Once that vacuum goes off, Colin's out of bed and ready to go.
That would wake you up.
Inside college joke for those listening.
When we lived together in college, since I would bounce out of bed, I would get lonely and want someone to hang out with me. And when my friends wouldn't wake up, I would plug in a vacuum and leave it outside their door so that they would be forced to get out of bed.
It was
and turn the vacuum.
The most annoying.
It was
thing.
adorable.
It wasn't adorable. I could tell you, as the receiver of many vacuums, there was nothing adorable about it.
Such a weird sentence.
People loved living with me.
Well, I'm glad you all got out of bed today because we've got a very interesting wine experiment with here today. I know at the top of the show we said we've got an orange wine from Italy. My gosh, that sounds wild. Aaron, can you tell us a little bit more about this wine that we're going to try today?
Yeah, absolutely. I am excited because honestly, before we started doing this show, I had never heard of an orange wine before. So today we are drinking a wine from a producer, Albino Armani, yet another producer with a very fancy name in front of us. And the name of this wine is Orange from the Basement. It is 2021. It's made from Pino Grigio from the region DOC delle Venezie in Italy. Packs an ABV of about 12.5%, and we picked this guy up at Total Wine for around $20.
All right, sounds good. And actually, this is one that I picked, and I'll tell you why I picked this wine. Pretty much for the same reason that we're all talking here. I haven't really delved into the orange wine world. I think I might have tried 1 or 2 per the suggestion of somebody at a wine shop here and there, and I think it was enjoyed, but I never really went back and explored, nor have I really learned about them too much. So something we haven't tried on this show yet. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to try something a little bit new. It's also, it's getting a little warmer out. I think spring has sprung in some places across the country. So, typically I think these are a little brighter, a little easier to drink wine. So it might be a good option if you're in one of these areas that's warmed up quite a bit and you're looking for something to drink.
Yeah, this is actually my first ever orange wine. For some reason, I've just never attempted one. I like to explore different regions and different areas, but for some reason I've just never picked up or ordered a glass of orange wine before. So I'm actually excited to get into it.
Well, they're not exactly prominently displayed in your local store. Like when I went on my app and was like, where is this located on the store? It was like back wall, like not like aisle 3, like pod 8. It was like back wall.
Ask Dave.
They got trendy for a little bit, and then they kind of backed off. You know, you saw a lot about them, heard a lot about them, but now you don't necessarily hear as much. I don't know if, you know, people don't like them as much, or really why the cachet is sort of worn off.
Maybe we just need to get to the summertime again, because when I mentioned Aaron that we were doing an orange wine today, she went, "Ooh, orange wine, those are trendy now." So maybe it's like you know, maybe it's like the time of year. Maybe it's about to pop off. Maybe we are slightly ahead of the curve.
Maybe. Well, I'm a pretty trendy guy, so that
I was going to say, if there's one thing I am known for, it is my trendiness in everything that I do.
You're a trendsetter.
I'm a trend. That's what the people are saying. I wouldn't say it myself, but I've heard other people say it. So
the people absolutely
are saying, right?
No, I agree.
Everyone says it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before you start the next wave of just orange wine craziness by trying one on this show, can you teach us a little something, Colin?
This is the only thing you will learn.
Yeah, sure. And this segment's not going to be about orange wine, but I just want to briefly touch on what it is. But orange wine is white wine made in a similar style to red wine. So it's basically, this is a Pino Grigio, which is famously white grape, and it has some skin contact, which you usually only see with red wines. So that's what gives it its color, is the skins of the grape, and that's basically what orange wine is. So.
Hey, Colin, you know what the fancy word for skin contact is?
No, I don't.
Isn't it maceration?
Oh, okay, sure. Yep. Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely it is. I didn't know what you were going for.
I wasn't getting weird. I literally meant the wine word.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, no, well done. Well done.
Maceration.
What I do want to talk about today is serving temperature. Lately, my learning segments have gone over kind of the grape or the region that we're drinking, but I wanted to get back into kind of some wine basics. And when I talk about serving temperature, I'm talking about what temperature the wine should be when you go to drink it, or what you would probably find it at a restaurant who cares a lot about wine. It's a pretty important topic because it can make a big difference in the characteristics you get out of a wine. If a wine is too warm, you might get some less enjoyable characteristics. And if it's too cold, it might actually suppress some of the really nice characteristics. And, you know, a lot of people don't do this correctly. And I would say even myself, I don't really pay too much attention to it, even though I know I should. And the problem, I think, a lot of the time is people think that a lot of wine, especially red, should be stored at room temperature. Well, room temperature is not what we think as room temperature. Room temperature is really, they're talking about cellar temperatures in Europe, and the temperature of a typical cellar in Europe runs between 55 and 59 degrees. So I don't know too many people that keep their actual rooms between 55 and 59. That's a little chilly for sure.
My father-in-law.
That sounds ideal.
Oh, maybe
old men everywhere listening to the show was just like, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
And Joel, apparently, old men and Joel.
I like to be chilly, baby.
So what I want to do is just run down the different types of wine and what temperature to serve them at, and then a cool little trick you can use to get your wines to the right temp at the end here. So I'm going over all of these from the WSET recommendations, and I'm using that because I'm not an expert in wine service, and this was my education, so I thought I'd bring that up just so you
don't doubt yourself,
where I'm getting my information from. I'm not doubting myself. I just want people to know I'm not like making this up.
All right, listener, get your notepads out.
Get your notepads out. Sparkling wine is going to be well chilled, so just pop that one in the fridge and you're perfect. It's going to be 43 to 50 degrees. And I'm talking all Fahrenheit here, of course. 43 to 50 degrees Celsius. I don't know the exact translation, but I'm sure that's like
this America
ripping hot.
Very hot.
Yeah, very.
It's very hot.
So just pop that one in the fridge. Light bodies wines are going to be chilled as well, between 45 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Those grapes, you're thinking your Sauvignon Blanc, your Pinot Grigios, lighter style, lighter body white wines. That also rings true for your medium body white wines. And then full body white wines, you're going to serve even a little bit warmer at 50 to 55 degrees. This is going to be, think oaked Chardonnay. You don't want that to be as cold. Usually wines with oak, you don't want to be too chilly. Light body reds, going to be around 55 degrees. These are your Pinot Noirs, maybe your Gamay, you can think. And then your medium and full body reds are going to be what most people think are closest to room temperature at 59 to 64 degrees Fahrenheit. when you think of medium to full body reds, you're thinking Zinfandel, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, wines of that nature. And the cool little rule that you can kind of follow is the 20-20 rule. And I've tried this a couple of times and it actually works pretty well. And for red wines, you put the wine in the fridge 20 minutes before you expect to drink the wine. And for white wine, you take the wine out of the fridge 20 minutes before you're supposed to drink the wine. And that should put you in the right area. It's not going to be exact a lot of the time, but that also being exact doesn't matter. If your wine is 44 degrees and it should be 45 degrees, it's not going to make that much of a difference. Let's be honest, but it'll put you in the right range. So
that's a cool rule.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and it does work.
So this orange wine, Pinot Grigio based orange wine that we're about to try, should ideally be served somewhere in the 45 to 50 degree range.
Yep, 50 is perfect. Somewhere in there would be absolutely fine.
Cool. So if I have some bottles of red and I'm just storing them like in my pantry or in a closet or something like that, put them in the fridge 20 minutes before. If I have some white wines, I could keep them in the fridge and just take them out.
That's right.
20 minutes before.
Yep. I would store, and ideally you want to store your wine at cellar temperature, which I mentioned is between 55 and 59. Like I have a little wine fridge, especially your red wines. So your white wines just put in the fridge. They're fine in any regular fridge, but for your red wines, I keep my wine fridge right at 55 degrees, so I can take those out when I need them.
Yeah, but that Côte d'Aron behind you, just toss in a fridge 20 minutes before, and you're ready to rock.
Absolutely. So if you don't have a wine fridge,
grab it
which
out.
I know a lot of people don't, the 20-20 trick is a great little trick you can use to get in the right area.
Dude, I love that because you always kind of know that you're drinking something at the wrong temperature, but it really does. Like I've tossed red wine in the fridge and forgotten it there, and then just said screw it and opened it. And you just pour it and you're like, this is just way too cold.
Yep.
It's like thinning out the flavor. Like it's not the way it's supposed to be. And like I pulled white wine out of the fridge like too early. And it's been like, I would like this a lot more if it was in there for another 20 minutes. So it is really important. I love that trick. That's very cool.
And actually keeping red wine in the fridge for too long is a great way to make awful wine taste decent, because it really just slams down some of those terrible flavors, and you can actually enjoy it. So there's another trick. If you have a terrible bottle of wine, just put it in the fridge and you won't be able to taste it.
Interesting. Awesome. Well, shoot. I feel like that's stuff that I should have known for a very long time, but you put it in a nice little format there for us. So thank you, Colin. Appreciate that. I'm not sure that I have my orange wine at the right temperature right now, but I think we should forge ahead and go ahead and try this thing. While the kids are here, let's do it.
New things.
Tastes like wine.
It looks orange.
How about that? It's almost like that's part of why they named it that way.
Incredible.
It could honestly be confused for rosé too. Like a really kind of off-color rosé. If you didn't know this was specifically orange wine made from Pino Grigio, you could easily confuse this. Although it might be, I've seen a salmon-colored rosé before. This kind of has that hue to it. Maybe a little bit more.
Salmon.
So.
And it's interesting too, because there was a word on here that I was not familiar with that I had the research department take a look at. That's on the bottle here. Ramato. Research department came back and said that Ramato actually means copper. Copper. So that even, as far as the color goes, I think copper, that almost makes even more sense to me.
Nailed it.
All right, well, we've got it open. Let's go ahead and get our noses into it and see what we're picking up. Aaron, I'm going to go to you first.
Yeah, definitely getting a lot of like those peachier scents than that, we get in some of the Pinot Grigios, but not as much of citrusy that I feel like we get in our Pinot Grigio all the time. So it's interesting thinking about that this is a Pinot Grigio based wine, but it feels like kind of the citrus notes are a little bit more muted, and it's a little bit more of the peach heavy in my opinion.
What do you think about that, Colin?
I would say we're getting citrus, but so I get a lot of orange and then a nice floral note. It kind of smells like orange blossom. I am picking up on a little bit of lemon too. It's definitely, I'm definitely getting more orange than I am lemon. Like that's the dominant flavor to me. is the orange, which is pretty cool because I don't know if I can think of many other wines where orange really popped out as much as this one does.
What I think is kind of funny here too, listening to you guys talk about this, I feel like the three of us are each individually getting very different things on this one because to me, that lemon and lime is front and center, and there's a little bit of almost like a honey-ish, maybe kind of tangent to what you were talking about, that with the the orange blossom. Yeah, but that citrusiness is what's sticking out the most to me on the nose.
So interesting. Because I don't know much, but I know I don't get that.
Yeah. I get orange and lemon are the two, and then maybe a little bit of peach is not a bad call. I think it's definitely in there, so I don't hate that at all.
I'm just getting like a little more of like the not citrusy fruit, but like more of like grapefruit, like that orange. Now that you said that, yeah.
Yeah, usually when you think Pinot Grigio, you think green apple, you think lime, lemon, a lot of those standard, very high acidic green fruit flavors. And this is like totally different for me anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would call this Pinot Grigio just by smelling it, which I think is actually pretty cool. Like, I think the sniff is pretty unique, and I think that's all lending itself to the style and the skin contact.
I'll also say it smells like something that I want to taste, so I think we should move into the tasting portion of this.
His segues are incredible tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
I tell you,
he is.
I'm bringing it, guys.
It's almost like he's done this before.
All right, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go Colin this time to start us off.
It's not as flavorful, I don't think, as I was expecting it to be. It's not flavorful, but the flavors are maybe slightly muted, but I get a ton of that orange. Like, that's holy cow, especially after you let it sit for a minute. That's the one thing I get the most, orange, and then a little bit of lemon, and that floral note are really the ones that I'm picking up here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the weird flavor connection train that you all get to hop on every now and then. I'm trying to think of exactly what it was. I'm getting that real heavy kind of specific orange citrus that Colin's talking about, but it's reminding me of the cheaper like orange juice bottles I used to get when you were a kid. That wasn't the brand ones. It was the one that was like a little watered down, and you opened them up kind of like a milk carton. You pulled the plastic off and you drank it. Like, it just has, I'm getting like reminiscence to like that aspect of my youth. It's like the essence of orange, but like there's a lot of other stuff in there.
Essence of orange is great because what I was thinking, like, have you ever made an old fashioned where you rim the glass with the orange peel and do the spritz? That's kind of how orangey this wine is. It's kind of the spritz of orange. It's really nice. Like, I'm really enjoying how different it is.
Yeah, when I first tasted this, you said muted, Colin, and I definitely, it was a little bit thinner than I thought. See where you guys are coming from. I was gonna say thin, because I don't really think it's muted. Like, I think it's all there. I think the body is a little thin. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if I hate that. What also I think is really funny, and I'm going to preface this all by saying that I think my wine is probably near room temperature. Okay. So take that into account. I would like to try it a little bit colder right now, but still got a little chill on there. And I'm getting the biggest thing. I see what you're talking about with a little bit of the kiss of orange, but to me, it's that lemon still shining bright. It's a little bit of that honey, and then I was surprised that there was a little bit more of like a minerality in there than I was anticipating. I think maybe towards kind of like the end of the sip, the finish of the sip. So, but all in like this vehicle that's very, very light and pleasant and not in your face, sort of a thing.
No, I like the minerality call. The acid on this thing is delightful. It really is quite acidic, and that leads me to another question. Are we drinking this on the porch? Because, I mean,
I'm so glad you said that.
It kind of feels a little porchy to me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, really glad you brought that up, because I would put my stamp on this one as a CPP.
Yeah.
I see Aaron's face right now. I don't know if he's totally bought in on that, but I think so.
I don't disagree with the concept. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around some more reviewy aspects of the wine itself. Okay. I don't want to give away, but I don't even know if that plays a factor into whether or not you would name something like a certified porch pounder or not.
Oh, you mean like you feel that implies that we like it? a lot, and you think that we're jumping the gun here. Is that what you're saying?
That's my only concern. But I'm not saying and so if you think it's certified porch pounder with what we know so far, I'm not going to disagree with you. I agree that it hits the same criteria as other wines that we have certified in the past.
Do you know what? I don't disagree with you. I think that's true. I think that's a good call.
Okay, one other thing, I agree too. So we'll circle back on that. But one other thing I am picking up, there's a slight, ever so slight, and I'd be interested to see if you guys pick this up, bit of tannin. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's a little grippy. And again,
I don't know if you saw me a minute ago. I was looking in the camera, like looking at my lips a little bit, because there's a little bit. It wasn't right away. It wasn't like a lot of the reds like right away. This is after a couple glasses. Let's talk about my what was the word for today? Self-discipline. I'm on glass number 3, so but yeah, I'm starting to get that grippy, that teeth feel kind of thing going on. Pouring another glass, by the way.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that too, listener, is Aaron said, I probably won't drink this entire bottle before we started, and here he is on glass 4 now. Is that what it is?
I can see your bottle. You are the furthest through this bottle.
I gotta save. It goes down very easily. It's probably the acidity. It's probably we talked about that a long time ago, and just kind of like the impact of like acidity with also a lighter wine, with also like a mid to low. Like it makes it go down pretty quick. It makes you thirstier, so you drink more of it.
That's right.
I was gonna say 12.5%.
Yep.
So I mean it's notable, but it's not the highest end here.
Right.
So there's a little buffer in there. All right. I think we've hit this pretty well on the notes. I am very curious right now where you're all gonna put this wine. So let's go ahead and move into our reviews.
Yeah, but did they like it? It's time for the review.
All right, here we go. Very intrigued. Aaron, start us off, buddy.
Yeah, no, I want to say I do not dislike this wine. I think it's super neat that we tried a new type of wine, and I think this lands in a very familiar, comfortable place for me. It's not something that we're trying that's throwing me off or is like a totally new thing. Lands in that Pino Grigio rosé realm. I don't dislike it. I think I would put this wine in my closet.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I don't have a lot of orange wine. I don't have any orange wines to compare it to. That's where I'm stuck. I think it's only coming from a place for $20. I think we found a lot of good wines in like that $15-$17 range that I would go to before this. But I don't know. I'm a little thrown off. I'm
okay. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone help me out. I'll land.
Hey, that's you're fine. Right now we have a penciled closet.
But it might Aaron. Sneak out to the table. I don't know. I need to think about this for a minute.
Is this going to be another Dom DeCanter situation here?
No, I will land somewhere in the next 5 minutes. Okay, like I will.
You've got 5 from right now. Yeah. Okay.
I want to know where you guys. I want to know where you guys land on this one.
Okay. Colin, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. I think this is a pretty cool wine. It's definitely unique in its flavor matched with its structure. And like Aaron said, I don't have a ton of experience with orange wine, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But I'll say this, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Like, I think the flavors are fantastic. It's refreshing. And going back to what I was saying before, and we can have this debate, but I personally am taking this straight to my porch. It's refreshing. It's citrusy. It's a really nice, just kind of uplifting wine. And I want to be drinking this outside on a hot day. I think it would be fantastic. So I think it is maybe a little expensive at $20. But at the same time, I'm just getting so much enjoyment out of drinking it, even though it's not the most complex wine in the world. It's just, it's simple, but it's just tasty. Like, I just want to drink it. I just want to keep drinking this. So I think I'd have to put it on the kitchen table.
Yeah, I'm going to, Joe, I want you to have the final word. So let me tweak mine before it gets to you so you can close us out. I'm going to adjust. Okay. I think within the realm of, at least for now, with not having anything to compare it to, I think it'd be a really cool conversation. I think a lot of people haven't tried orange wine. It'd be cool to have on the kitchen table to talk to other people about, to share. So I'll go there. I'm gonna shift it over. I agree with Colin. I can't say I don't like it when I look at how much is left in my bottle.
Yeah, the person that is most through their bottles, like, maybe I'm going to the closet. No, you're officially going on the kitchen table. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I'll put it on the table.
Okay. From first sip, I knew this was going on the kitchen table for the same.
You had me at hello.
Same Reese's roll. I think how you had me at hello. Help me, help you. Show me the money because this is going on my kitchen table. Yeah, no, same kind of thing. And,
One Jerry Maguire quote wasn't enough. You needed 3. Let's go. Keep going.
Yeah, first sip, I knew this was going to be going on the kitchen table. Same thing. I don't have a ton of things to compare this to, but don't really need it, to be honest with you, in my opinion, and for my placing of this wine, because just enjoyed the heck out of it from the beginning. I think maybe, I know we're talking about the $19.99 price point, and I do see, kind of what you're saying in that realm, but I don't think that's astronomical for this. I know this was a super trendy wine at one point, and I think at this point it's maybe gone the opposite direction. There's not a lot of options in the orange wine world, so maybe they're a holdout in kind of that market segment too. So I will spend an extra couple of buckaroonies to be able to enjoy this orange wine again. So that is my rating, going firmly on the kitchen table. And I think we need to discuss this. Colin, you called it out, and you want to be drinking this on your porch.
I sure do.
I would agree with you. I think we've got a certified porch pounder on our hands.
Another one.
We give it the
certified
stamp.
porch pounder.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I think so. It's so porchy. It's just so refreshing and light and delicate and refreshing.
Slap a sticker on it, baby.
How you not drinking this on the porch?
It's on there.
Yep, certified, baby.
Well, there you have it. Fun review. I hope we try a couple more orange wines.
Me too.
This is just really fun.
I think we have to.
Fun area. We got it's not even summer yet, guys. It's spring. We got some hot weather coming. We got some great pool days coming up there in New Jersey. It might still even be cold, so you're not even getting started on this yet, buddy.
Got
so
to 68 today. It was delightful.
That's cold. Ooh, chilly. Put on a little jumper to go outside there.
If this is orange wine, I'm sad I waited this long to try it, because it is freaking delightful.
Agreed. So I think, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another one of these in our near future here. But for now, that's our review. Not a waste of your wine. This Albino Armani Orange from the Basement is the name of this wine from 2021. So definitely you have our stamp of approval to go out and check it out if you're interested in checking out the orange wine world.
Delightful. Gosh, it's just so nice.
Yeah. I might finish this one tonight, guys. I don't do that all the time, but
I'm not allowed.
What do you mean? You have like 4 sips left.
I told Erin I'd leave her some.
Oh, okay, fair.
Oh boy, she better get down there quick, because that thing is not going to last long.
Ruh-roh.
Something suddenly came out.
Self-discipline.
Yeah, that's right. There we go.
That's self-discipline.
Well done.
Well done. Great callback. Erin, I would like for you first to tell everybody at home what post on Instagram has got the most interactions and likes at this point, and who created the content, and then also tell everybody how they can interact with us.
Guys, I'm a proud papa. I've I was super proud when Parker said his first words, super proud when Holden started doing math, and super proud when little Joel made his first Instagram video. And not only did he make his first Instagram video, he killed it. I was skeptical at first. 30 seconds of Joel sitting with a skeleton looking at the canting wine, and ladies and gentlemen, over 1,000 views and 130 likes later. It's just,
the people have spoken.
Our most popular video yet in our young little podcast. And and so to be clear, Joel is now responsible for one video post a week,
month,
every other week. You can't deprive the people of art, Joel. Anyways, so congratulations. It was an excellent post. We're very excited. If you don't know what we're talking about, please follow us on Instagram, where you can see all of Joel's Wes Anderson masterpieces that are going to be popping up.
Oh, thoughtful. Hey, shout out to Kathy for her help with creating that content, by the way.
Well done, Kathy.
Well done.
Wherever you listen to your podcasts, follow us, leave a review if you can, and leave a rating. It really helps us out. Join Colin and his merry band of folks on Facebook, and just please check out our website, stopwastingwine.com. We're going to make some shifts over the next couple of weeks because we have to find a way to celebrate the fact that we all have so many wines in our wine fridge. So we have a really cool list of wines that we're starting to curate that are not just, wines we liked, but I think I was looking at it the other day. We could put together like almost a solid like box of wines at this point of just like really good sub $25 wines. So check out what we got going on online. It's really exciting stuff, and we're having a lot of fun. So come join us.
Sounds good. Thank you. And I would just say too, hey, if you're enjoying the show, tell your friends, let them know, and invite them into the world of Stop Wasting Your Wine. But to you who's listening right now, thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this show. Yep. Thanks for coming back. We'll see you next week. It's been a hoot.
Straight up hootenanny.
Thanks. See you next week.
Bye, y'all.
And remember, stop wasting your wine.
Bye.